For most of crap I've done over the past couple weeks, nothing can be more irritating than trying to find something new, then just be so uncreative with with your work that you just try to bring back old stuff that got you guys popular in the first place. Who's going to be in the Raw reunion come next week that they illustrated uh show coming next since Extreme Rules just last week? It's going to be, and I have the list here from uprocks.com. Involving the Boogeyman, Booker T, Christian, Devon Dudley, Eric Bischoff, Godfather, Hulk Hogan, even though he's barely been on Monday Night Raw since like the twilight of his career. Hurricane Helms, the guy that he signed next to Abyss, Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Hart, Kelly, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, Mick Foley, Rikishi, Ric Flair, Ron Simmons, Santino Marella, Scott Hall, Sean Walton, Sergeant Slaughter, Shawn Michaels, Sid Vicious, Steve Austin, Ted DiBiase Sr., and Triple H. No, The Rock. Or Chris Jericho, because he's better off making money where a federation actually cares about his skill and actually depend on storytelling to actually sell tickets. What are you trying to get from this? Improved ratings when you guys are already stuck on the 1 million mark in the third hour? You asshats actually think of actually thinking that this could be worth the risk of always getting these old fucks here. Not only did you fuck up a Raw 25, you already think of making a reunion show. It's not even an anniversary edition. There's no reason to actually do this. Let me just read this here from Wrestling Inc. Also reports the reunion show was USA's idea in hopes of improving ratings. That's not surprising, but let's be real. However it helps the rating next week, it's not going to do a thing for the week after. Pretty much read my mind because this is obviously a desperate ploy, especially when you don't have a lot of fan favorites. Because obviously Jim Ross is now AEW talent. The Rock doesn't appear because he has way better stuff to do and can make more money off being an actor than actually becoming a professional wrestler or even entering back into the professional wrestling business. He didn't even care about Raw 25. Most of the more important stars would actually send videos on their phone and post it up to the Titantron of, oh, it's Raw 25, even though I'm a major reason why you guys started watching. Instead of them paying me to come over there and speak to you people, this is way better. This is just way better on the phone. I have been patient for Raw since I started doing these reviews back in 2018. And I can tell you, from seeing CM Punk run away to an overrated Daniel Bryan to underutilizing the talents of Braun Strowman and Ryback, oversending NXT talent that only need a year and a half now to be top guys in the WWE. But some of these guys waited several years, like Enzo Amore, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Big Cass, and already with struggling rating numbers and people not even popularizing the sport. Not even WWE not even being popular as it was back in the day, over 15 years ago or 20. You think the best part of it is to just let your talent, just forget about your talent and keep bringing these old fuckers next week? You really think that's going to improve the ratings? Oh, remember this happened. We did that last year. Do a storyline. Make a cool event happen. We had that stupid town hall shit last week recently on SmackDown. The best thing you can do right now is make a reunion show just to make a little rating scram. They do this every year now. There's nothing new. Sometimes it's fun to bring a legend. Sure, you can bring Ted DiBiase. They're gonna bring Sid Vicious, Sergeant Slaughter, whoever Sean Walton is. Kelly that's barely been that iconic in the WWE, but I know she's going in the Hall of Fame because she won the Divas Championship a few times. Kevin Nash, they're bringing back Kurt Angle, even though he should have stayed an authority figure. Eric Bischoff, The Godfather, Bubba Ray Dudley's better off doing better stuff in the Indies. Booker T, even though I think he was better off as a commentator. And the Boogeyman, in my opinion, should have still been working here. But I know he's old as fuck now. So he's just gonna be doing the face paint and dumb shit. Just to feel like, oh, you guys remember me for this, right? I scared a lot of niggas but never won that many matches. Except that one time I jobbed out Booker T in the ABL, but we're not gonna forget that. Those are guys that are former world champion, but we're not gonna talk about that crap. And this is weeks away from SummerSlam, and you're already trying to think of a desperate ratings ploy to think of ways to hype up people from watching your show. When obviously your current roster ain't doing that, when you're getting like hundreds of dudes on payroll, showing up every week, doing house show after house show, going to superstars, main event, NXT 205 Live. You have something called Worlds Collide that I don't care. We'll go to UK to do NXT. When is this going to slow the fuck down? And when you're gonna notice, sometimes getting too many legends, kind of fucked up because this is can make a roster. This is like the 1999 roster, except Kelly Kelly. And most of the time, talking about this crap, I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. Because I wish it could have been like when I watched Raw 1000, and could have been like, oh my god, guess how many guys are coming out here? There's gonna be Lita, there's gonna be JBL, Ron Simmons, I'm no racist, Hulk Hogan, Mick fucking Foley. I wish it could be like that. They bring back Hurricane Helms, even though he was on Impact Wrestling. I think he was like managing a few of the X Division wrestlers, and then he just comes back. And then they hired Abyss. Yes, they hired Abyss, maybe for to be a trainer, thanks he has like a multi-year wrestling stand, and he's wrestled a lot for Impact Wrestling. They hired Eric Bischoff, and he might have a few words to say because he is responsible for what happens on SmackDown. Hulk Hogan says a couple words. Booker T's gonna say his one-liner. Mick Foley's gonna say his one-liners. Rikishi's gonna shake his ass or just be awkwardly there. I I wish I could be optimistic about this, but this isn't Raw 2000. This isn't anything big. This is just a ratings ploy to get people to watch your goddamn show, and it's already clear that you don't know what to do with your talent. You obviously can't book a main event for the life of you. You have no hype factor, and watching this shit is such a bore that you're even letting dedicated wrestling fans that's been at least reviewing your show or watching it since like the twilight years of the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and they're completely sick of it. Sometimes I am too, but I love watching wrestling. There's nothing going to stop me from stop watching wrestling, but there is going to be a time when I'm going to stop watching Monday Night Raw. And in the desperate play for this is this list of legends that you have here, obviously for the rating ploys, and the fan favorites that you have don't even want to come to your show. And they were the reasons why it was popular in the first place. They never said anything about John Cena, Jim Ross, The Rock, Lita, Trish Stratus, fucking Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Spike Dudley. I don't even know where the hell he is now. Beth Phoenix. They brought back Santino Marella. Whoop-de frickin' do. I've seen enough of Mick Foley when he was GM, and so was Kurt Angle when you have to know that he got retired by a dude that failed 3 times already to even win his own world championship when he was temporary GM. Come on. This was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Look where they even said during Extreme Rules they announced next week's Raw will be the Raw reunion featuring superstars in the past. That intentional promo featured Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, and wait for it, self-described racist Hulk Hogan. Oh my god, they actually said that. Holy shit. I don't even know what they're gonna do for the Raw reunion. Are they gonna make it like the retro Raw like they did a couple of years ago? I like that when they made it like old school Raw. We'll make it look like old school Raw. I always wish that they would have the stage from like back in the day in the Ruthless Aggression era, like the first brand split. You know, the Raw Metallic Raw with the cool ass opening. I think it's called Boost to the Music or something, and it's fucking awesome. But I know Raw won't do that because they're not with intros, pyrotechnics. They're not with making anything cool anymore. They're just with bringing back the past, repeated hypocritical messages, and cryptic ways how to make sure that you're never going to enjoy professional wrestling, and not even your kids not ain't gonna enjoy it anymore. This is my take on the Raw reunion. Hopefully, it's not as bad as everybody is as I think, and I know you people obviously have a negative thought on the Raw reunion and their desperation to bring back old viewers, even though uh, they're not even going to be there for long. So that's my take on the Raw reunion. Thanks for watching.